What's up, guys and gals? Iceman here. Welcome to Meditations. So, this is the most important video that I've made on this channel yet. Alright? It might not be what you think. So, it seems like, to me, that one of the most important things that you have to decide upon in your life, or maybe the most important thing, is the person or persons that you intend to spend it with, like the ones closest to you. All right, and this translates over to not just the person that you ended up marrying, but the person that you're with. Because, of course, that's a stepping stone to a potential future together. If you're with somebody, you're committing your day and your time and your energy to that. So it all kind of works the same. And from what I've gathered thus far, like on one hand, it can be appealing, the idea of just being some bachelor playa, just tapping all them hoes, you know? But to my knowledge so far, that sort of lifestyle for a man who's seeking to ascend, or ascend continually, is just empty and vanity. It's a standstill. Some of the reasons for that are, well, for one, you don't really possess them. You know what I mean? How people kind of possess their partners, I think. Right? Is that how it goes? Doesn't a husband kind of possess his wife and the wife possess the husband in different complementary ways? You see what I'm saying? So if you just have hoes coming in and out, you don't know where they go, what they do, who they do, what they come back with. You know what I mean? Like it's a very surface level appeasement. And I think with that sort of lifestyle, if you're the playa and you just got the hoes coming in and out, that none of which you possess, which by nature, I think that sort of possession or whatever is part of what balances you out as a man. It helps develop your mind and your soul, perhaps. Because by nature, that's what we are. And perhaps by God. You know, I don't think it's good to just sit there and dwell in the selfishness and that cycle of hoes coming in and out, hoes coming in and out. You just become consumed by your selfishness, I think. Just like with a lot of things. So when you have your first wife, and maybe wives after that, it's important to have a reciprocal relationship. It's important to give and take back, because that's part of the joy, I think. It's part of the joy. And it appeases something beyond just your physical demands. Something spiritual in terms of ascension occurs when you sacrifice for her or them. You see what I'm saying? So now that I got that out of the way, just the importance of having that, not just a hose coming in and out, but the actual household, you know what I mean? That you possess And so does she, in different ways. All right. So now that I got that out of the way, I mean, there's more to it. I could make more videos on that, but I'm not going to right now. The show must go on. What was this video about again? Oh, yeah. So the reason why it's so important, your selection of your mate, you got to look beyond just the surface level shit. So I, Professor Eyestack, professor of the meditations, the embodiment of the meditations by Iceman, I have been to and fro to some extent. All right, I've experienced this, I've experienced that. Hoes of different calibers and so forth. All right. Ones that were more demanding, ones that were more emotional, ones that were more materialistic, ones that caused more stress, hell of a lot more stress. With that being said, thank the Creator that I didn't end up with one of those. Thank the Creator, because what a hell of a life that could have been. And I didn't really have that bad. I mean, everybody complains about this and that, right? But I mean, I started wising up to it to an extent. It's like, this is a lot of stress in life if you got a hoe who is, if you got a lady, all right, who is combative, stressful, materialistic, demanding, everything else. So I decided to withdraw when I was about 25 years of age. Started piecing together the puzzle to an extent. I withdrew from society. I withdrew from jobs, you know, like I've been a hustler for a long time. And that was kind of the beginning of my hustling. So I got my own place. And at the time it was just an apartment, but it's a 2-bedroom apartment. And I was the one who lived there, no roommates. And I partly did that because I wanted to get back and observe a little bit and recontemplate everything. It's like, okay, it's just me. I don't have any children or whatever. I have very few bills. You know, my car, bought it for cash. A couple $1,000. It wasn't the best one at the time. It was a Jeep. Piece of garbage. Get Toyota. But, you know, I had some of my ducks in a row. I was like, okay, I'm not like a homeowner or anything yet. But I mean, whatever. At that point, I didn't really want to be. It's like, that sounds like a lot of stress. It's like, I just want to get one of those apartments, like for myself. It's kind of what I had in mind. So I achieved that, right? I achieved my life goal at the time. It was like, I just want all the time to do whatever I want with, enough money to sustain and live, and not have to go work for anyone else, and just be able to dwell and contemplate and chill. Iceman does like to chill, but not too much. More videos to come on that. I've had times where I chilled a bit too much, and it's not good. It's important to be productive, to work throughout the day. Yeah. It's really important. But see what I'm saying? So I withdrew, and I observed, and I achieved that. And I was like, So I've had broads that are very stressful and who could drive a man mad. And I've had some okay ones, but I mean, and then I saw other guys, and I started observing. I was like, so this lady seems to be really simplistic and doesn't, want to go out and party with her hoes or party with her friends and this and that. You see what I'm saying? And this one this, and this one that, and this one this. So it's like, wow, maybe that's what a man needs. Is one who's not going to be just so mentally vexing, you know what I mean? But rather just complimentary to your lifestyle, to my lifestyle. I mean, I think by nature, that's what they want. You know, by nature, whether or not they necessarily believe it, even to an extent, because, you know, there's just so much deception and brainwashing throughout through the ages. Media, entertainment, news, academia. Oh, you don't need no man. You don't need no children. You go out, be boss lady, this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Like, it's very contrary to their natural inklings in general, I think. So it could potentially be a detriment to women. So with that being said, it seems like, you know, they're intrigued. They still, it's part of their nature to want a guy who, to an extent, has some, I don't know, control over his life or something, or does things on his own terms. You know what I mean? You want a guy who they can like be like, okay, I can help complement his life. They'll assess you. They'll be like, I like this stuff about him. I don't really like this stuff about him. I think this is kind of how it goes. Like, yeah, he could definitely improve here or there. His teeth are kind of fucked up. That's why I got braces. See, a long time ago. Wear my retainer every day. But I mean, I don't know if this is with stuff going through like the minds, personally speaking. I'm just saying they by nature, I assume that they kind of critique that. And then they decide, do I want to couple to this and help complement his life? I mean, at the end of the day, we're all pretty simple, aren't we? Like, what do I want? I want peace. I want prosperity to some extent. I want a household of my own. And I want to be healthy. And I want to have intimacy and love, I guess. Right? Maybe at the base, it's pretty simple. And a lot of these other things can be illusionary. Like, I've bought a lot of toys. And it's fleeting. You know what I mean? It's never enough. Electronics, all this other shit. Got a big-ass home theater right in this room, even. Nice gym. Just got a hot tub recently. Good investment, though. That was only $200 used marketplace. Works like a charm. Love hot tubs. Got it outside. It'll be great in the wintertime. Michigan weather. You see what I'm saying? Wait, what was I saying again? No, I'm just kidding. I kind of remember. About the importance of committing your time to somebody who's not going to cause you hell and stress and demand, but who can complement your lifestyle, you know, because they mesh well. I know that these words are becoming fucking illegal or some shit, but the male and female mesh well at their bases, you know what I mean? When they reawaken to perhaps what their natural inklings are. And I think to an extent with a man, it is to provide for a lady in some ways, to take care and protect and to, I don't know, to comfort or something. And by hers is something kind of similar, to help, to love, to comfort, to be loyal to, you know what I mean? Things like that. So they complement each other very, very well at the base. So, yeah, when I was sitting back then observing, I started to realize how nice it would be to have somebody who was more chill, relaxed, less needing to go out, go here, go there, do this, do that, blow money on this, blow money on that. But somebody who just, enjoyed the simple, nice things of life. And fortunately, be it by the help of the creator or just freaking chance and time, I don't really know. But I came across a lady who ended up being a lot of that, and probably more than I imagined getting. Ever since I was a little duck, I had sort of visualized, the optimal wife. Yeah, this is what I want, is a lady who's soft and kind and generous, not self-absorbed, but beautiful, physically, outwardly, and inwardly. You know what I mean? Like, I visualize that stuff. And this one that I came across about 10 years ago now. Yeah, she's a lot of that. I mean, she's that and more of what I imagined. And the thing is, when we met, I think that you kind of grow with each other, you know? Like, we kind of grown with each other. Like I said, I've had some revelations, which is, and I'm not very good at it. There's a lot of ascending that I need to do with this, with the sacrificing of the self, and she does that a lot. So I look at this and I'm like, it's like I'm learning from her, you know, to put your own wants and needs aside. I mean, I haven't practiced it as much as I need to, but you know, you grow together then. So was she like the perfect wife for me at the time? I mean, probably not. But she had a lot of those qualities that that I think expanded while we were with each other, and we sort of meshed in that way. You know what I mean? We grew together. So, I mean, that's the most important freaking thing, man. Because when you're with somebody 24/7, or when you're committed in the same household, you guys got to be on the same page to quite an extent in terms of what do we want in life, what do we want to do with our free time, what do we want to do with our money, and as we become more successful or whatever, what are we going to do then? You know what I mean? It's very, very important, because who you end up with could either drag you down to the depths or be with you where you are and be a part of going up. You know what I mean? I mean, it's really, really important. So that might be part of why it's important to analyze things before you jump into them, you know, before you get involved with a lady. To an extent, know what you're working with, you know? And yeah, these days, it's probably harder and harder now, especially with how there's all the social media shit, all the Tinder shit, and just all that stuff running rampant, right? Like, we're quite a stretch away from how things used to be, which is probably a better foundation for these things to start, to begin, and to continue and to thrive. But I mean, I speculate they're still out there, and this stuff isn't good for anyone's nature. You know, it's not good for man or woman. This constant dopamine buzzing gratification, it's just replenishing everything. So I think a lot of folks maybe will wake up to it. I don't know, but going back to the basics, sitting back, taking a deep breath, assessing themselves, you know, having some self-reflection. And I mean, I wouldn't be hopeless, you know, don't be hopeless if you don't have that, because they're out there. But I think, but you guys see what I'm saying? So I think that was kind of an important thing to go on about. I don't know if everyone realizes that, how that's like, it's more important than any big investment, any big business move, any job. It's more important than most big life decisions. Probably all of them is who you're with. Yeah, so anyway, I'll talk to you guys in my next video. If you will, like this video, subscribe to the page, become a patron if you want to support the meditations, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace be with you.